Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play out as karmic themes, to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, why everything's playing out the way that it is, and how you can take your power back. If there's many different realities that play it at one time, why would you always want to be in a place of disempowerment? You wouldn't. No one wants to be in a place of disempowerment because that's an energy that is of a lower consciousness. It's going to deplete your energy. No one volunteers. But what happens is that if we are conditioned a lot of times in an environment to make us perceive that we're not worthy. We can have parents that do that. We can have siblings that do that. We can date people that do that. Those people are known as karmic people because they're coming into your life to teach you. So not because you're deserving of the energy that they give. No one has the right to define who you are. Only you have the right. So, again, these readings are all about healing. All right. I just like to say that because every now and again I get like a really crazy comment like, what the hell kind of readings are these? This is holy. Somebody wrote, holy fuck. What kind of readings are these? These are like horrible, like just the people are horrible. And it's like, unfortunately, yeah, a lot of times we attract people into our life that hurt us. And we want to know why that happens so that we don't get stuck in the perception of whatever that experience made us feel. We want to do something with that energy because we can't get rid of negative energy. We only can integrate the spiritual lesson. So, yes, the readings, a lot of times, I'd say at least 75 to 80% of the times, they're not happy readings, they're toxic readings. But again, the readings are here to help you. And unfortunately, we all go through these type of relationships. That's why they say love is blind, right? All right. Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you know where to find it. It's in the description box. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. The word of the video is betrayal. That's the underlining energy. I feel a lot of things are going on right now, to be honest with you. Right away, obviously, you're in separation from someone because of betrayal energy. But I'm also feeling don't trust this person. I was like, because they're still in this low vibrational energy, and they are so because they thought that you were gonna fix them. They thought that you were gonna rescue them. And the thing is, you're not rescuing them from anything. So the people that they should be mad at, they're not because they're not in a good place. But instead, they're redirecting it onto you because, hey, you didn't do what I thought you were gonna do, is the underlining energy. And you could be like, I haven't talked to this person in months. I haven't seen this person. I haven't talked to this person. But the thing is that when a person is big in their ego, and you are a giver and a lover and gave and gave and gave to like paying for like their insurance of their car, to giving them a place to live, to feeding them, to loving them, understand it's like no one does that. So because you did it, and at one time there was a strong connection, this person is still like, maybe I can come back here. And I want to say this to make you mad, but almost like I feel like they're out of options. And I feel like they didn't want to come back and apologize. Again, the negativity. And that's why I'm saying the underlining energy is negative because they're negative. And so negative people are people that, have bad character, have bad morals. And so eventually they have to pay the piper. They have to, you know, uh, reap the negative karmic consequences, whatever they are. People that have bad character, people that cheat, people that lie, people that are selfish. And I think that. this person, like right now, they're not in a good place. So they're kind of desperate because when we're in this energy of betrayal, where now this person feels like they're being betrayed, where they weren't really being betrayed, they're just getting back everything that they gave, is what I'm feeling. Okay, it's like, yeah, they're drowning. That's what I'm saying. They're drowning in their feelings. It's like they need help. And that was the energy that I felt. It's like, oh, well, now you're in this energy and now you're looking around to see who's going to save you. And they really thought that you were going to be. And so again, I feel like, and they're reaching, meaning they're trying to connect, but they're not really, you know, it's like they're trying to pin you to something that still connects them to you, but like you didn't participate in whatever they were doing. I feel like, yes, you were nice. Yes, there was a connection, but this person really, I think, thought that, hey, you're someone that they put on a pedestal. So it's not just that they were going to get rescued, but who's rescuing them? They're still trying to act like you're still connected, trying to like really like fit you into this scenario is a little ridiculous, but that's what they're doing. It's like, and the thing is because they're crushed. They are hurting so much right now. And the thing is, they need to heal. They don't want to heal. Again, what they want to do is to jump into another relationship. And it's because they're fragmented, what we see here, and understand they always need someone to pick up the pieces. And maybe you did that a few times, like you picked up the pieces when things fell apart, and to make like them feel like more complete, like you're not doing it. It's like this person's childish. They do things and then it's like, well, I don't want to pay the consequences now that they back themselves into a corner. And I believe that they really backed themselves into a corner. Now, this doesn't explain what they're doing. The underlying energy is they're looking for to be saved right now. So if you're feeling this person, or if this person has done like the bare minimum, and the bare minimum is like a Facebook thing, friended you, like did the bare minimum, it's their way of reaching out. I feel like it's their way, and that's the issue. You're like not answering to that minuscule energy. You're like, the thing is like what is that this person doesn't really want to seem like they're begging, that they don't really want to seem, so they're very prideful and they don't give anything. And that's the problem. They never gave anything. Again, here we see it again, reaching. They try to justify what they do. They make excuses. Again, like, well, maybe I don't know, you might not like me. And I want to do what's safe, but this is all your fault. Again, it's you're not making it easy. There's a lack of will. This person has given up. And that's the thing. When a person needs to be rescued because they're the person that demolishes their life, that's kind of a narcissist. So this person's slow to act because, A, they felt like you were in a hurry, but it's again, they're slow to act. They waste time because they didn't want to come back and apologize. They wanted to play a lot of games, and that's the issue. It's like they want to come back, but they still want to come back on their terms. They don't want to address like what's transpired. They don't want to not just tell you what happened, why they were the way to you. They don't want you to know what's going on in their life right now. They just want to act like the victim. And most of the time, well, guess what? People fall for that. It's like they act like the handicapped person and the save and that they're the victim when meanwhile they're not the victim. This person is even not the victim with you. They wasted a lot of time. They were slow to act purposely, hoping to trigger you so that you would react. And what I feel is it backfired, which is why there's a part of this person that wants you to reach out to them. It's like, again, where I feel like you've already reached like the boiling point with this situation, but now they're actually getting mad, and they're mad because, like you said, hey, it's anxiety. There's nowhere to turn. There's shit happening in their life that they don't like what's happening in their life. And then we say, well, what did this person do? I want to see what this person did and why they're the way that they are. It's this person cares a lot about what other people think. Well, it's again, there's a part of this person that like they're a little they do like minor problems, and those minor problems would be like lying, be a disappointment to people, not showing up, but this person like acted almost like accidents happen and people need to let it go. But it's just problems because of the way that they are. It's like they are very selfish. They only think about themselves. They only come around when it's convenient for them to come around, like what they're gonna get. It's like it's not a very deep thing. This person doesn't have they don't have like strong relationships. And I feel like in their pastime, they spend a lot of time, believe it or not, like learning about things. It's there's somebody that's very, very knowledgeable, someone that's very, very analytical, someone that doesn't feel safe in the emotions, someone that avoids the emotions at all costs. And I feel like again, it's almost like they don't clean up their problems. They just don't clean up their problems because it's like, I'm afraid of rejection. It's like, that's this person, whether it's with friends or they're very prideful, or whether it's with a lover. They just don't do it. It's almost like I don't care whether you're going to be in my life or not. And that's the thing. There's no relationship in the relationships. And the thing is, it's like this person has a fear of change. And that's including fear of, being vulnerable, like being transparent. It's like they expect people to conform. And it's probably because when they get into a relationship, they don't really have an identity. So they conform to whatever the environment tells them, but then no one can do that over time. It's a people-pleasing trait. So I almost feel like this person has learned to not have strong relationships. And they learn not to have strong relationships because every time let people in, they lose themselves. They conform to whatever that environment is, which means they only get into codependent relationships. And then what happens is it turns into toxic energy. So there's a part of this person that doesn't put their energy towards relationships at all. They're a loner. They're someone that will read, they'll study things, they learn things, and then the other part of the time they're in their addictions. They check out. They numb themselves. So this person is an avoidant at all cost in relationships. So when you are in a connection with them, it's going to be my way or the highway. It's going to be that. And they're not going to know how to be in a relationship. And so you're going to feel like it's a little bit of a competition. And that means for everything, it's whatever you're doing work-wise, whatever you're doing life-wise. And then, if there's a fight, this person not wanting to come back and apologize, not wanting to own their shit because they don't want to seem weaker. Because weaker means they're not the winner. It's not a competition. It's a, you know, that's to show that this person has an intimacy issue and they're the ones that create it. And so they feel empty inside, so they can't possibly give you anything being in a relationship if they feel that way, because the underlying energy is that you really intimidate them. And it's because of who they are, nothing to do with you, but being with a person that feels inadequate all the time, they're going to make you feel inadequate. And that didn't come from you, it came from family patterns. So because you make them feel inadequate, they like hurt people, it's again, they betray. because what it is you hold up the mirror to them and you make them look at themselves, which shatters their self-image. They don't want to feel that way because it brings up all their trauma from the past. But does this person have feelings? It's like, well, understand that there's a fine line between love and hate. And the thing is, because you're not caving into this, it's like this person's getting more and more like angry. And it's like I said, there's a part of them that's like, you're not going to come back because you see that I betrayed you, but I want to come back and almost trick you and so that they can betray you. And I know that that sounds crazy, but it's a competition. It's like this is what they were taught. This is what they grew up in. They grew up in a trauma bond type of relationship. And then they've only been in these type of connections, so which is horrible. So it's again, it's all superficial. Like it's again, you have to unveil. There's a part of this person that does have feelings, but they're not healed. So they would have all this passion with you and it would be intense, but it wouldn't be healthy at all. Like what you would see is like there would always be like this you know like you can't trust them. Like you always feel like there's a looming agenda, which is what are you going to do? And the thing is that person's going to do what they want to do. All you need to know is that you guys don't are not on the same type of relationship. It's like what love and intimacy are to this person and what they are to you are different things. So it's a mismatch, it's misled, and they know damn well that that's what it would be. But they would come back and pretend because for them it's all about controlling. So that we see very toxic energy here. Like they don't care at any cost. It's hoping that you're going to be in a fog and not really know or feel like obligated or guilty if they come to you all broken when really this person has a lot of love blocks. They would never create the strong roots. They have a lot of anger inside, again, from the past relationships and past traumas. So again, that which they've never healed. So they have too many boundaries up when it comes to them. And they're used to being a loner. So yeah, they're gonna come in like a whirlwind, like, but create a lot of confusion. It would be intense. It would be because, hey, they know that they haven't been in your life for a while. So they want to come back in, stir up the feelings, stir up the emotions, pretend that they're someone else without not being somebody else because they haven't done the true healing yet. Now they might think that they've done the healing because they're paying the consequences, but they haven't done the healing yet because they would know how to get out of their situation themselves. But they're still not looking for that. They want to come in fast, get you caught up in the romance while they still have to deal with their bullshit. Is what you know. And it's like, and they know damn well that that's what it would be. But they're like, they can't take it. They're drowning in the fact that other people are like, you're not a stand up guy or girl. You say one thing, you do another. This person has poor character straight across the board. They portray everybody. Just within this relationship, it was a love type of like intimate relationship. This person can't go that deep. Again, it makes them have to look at themselves. And so that's the thing. And you're somebody that's emotional, you're someone that's psychic, you're empathetic, you feel deeply, and you do take things very personally, but like this person can't get away from the fact that they know that and that almost like you have a hold on them. And they don't like that. And they also don't like the fact that you're, going to say exactly what you're going to say. You're someone that's direct. You don't hold back. It's like you're a true speaker. You're first class. This person knows that. And you're dead on with what you're saying. However, this person's going to see it as a showdown because that's, again, they're not healed. And that's, again, the competition. And what they know is that they're the weaker link because of everything that they did. They didn't think that you knew your worth. And guess what? They just found out that you do. It's like, and that's the thing, this person's used to doing what they want to do and being saved. Because this is not the first rodeo that they've gotten into situations like this. This person just checks out a lot, but they're wild at heart. And so they don't show up for anybody. It's like they're wild at heart when it comes to like monogamous relationships, so that it's not going to work. It's like, so, but they'll tell you and disguise it, knowing that you want one thing, and they're like, well, I'm just going to make it into what I want it to be. I'll just tell them that. I'll just tell them what I think that they need to hear, to get through whatever I got to get through. I'm just going to, they're controlling. But could you imagine being with someone that told you half the information so that they could manipulate you into doing what they want you to do? And when you look at their life, they have nothing but a string of bad relationships because they don't even have friends. We're not even talking about just relationships because who's making them pay right now? We're friends. This person doesn't trust anything. They create too much turbulence in their life because drama does that. It's like they're addicted to it, and that's the thing. That's not the type of relationship that you want, which is an entanglement. And they know damn well that that's exactly what it would be. Because about them getting what they want and trying to figure out how they could get out of this situation that they're in because they didn't show up for other people. That could mean they promised to do a job, they don't do it. They promise to take someone somewhere, they don't show up. Again, people over time, when you don't feed relationships by, having authentic, encounters, well, then what happens is after a while, people can feel it that, and this person doesn't have anything to show for it. And so those people that were there that put up with a lot of shit, they're like, well, let's come and pay the pipers. This person could have had a bunch of friends that turned on them, could have been their family that turned on them. It's like that just got tired and they thought that you were going to come to their rescue. And then, hey, then it becomes all about, you and not them. And that's what they know because that's how they've gotten out of their situations before. So what they're seeing is that that's not happening, which is why they're mad because it's like, well, that wasn't supposed to go that way. They never saw that happening. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because what we see is that, hey, they would like to come back, but they're going to do it in a way that's shady, and that they're going to do it in a way that creates a disruption in your life. Coming into your life like a whirlwind, hoping you'll get caught up in the passion that you're not going to ask the questions. So you have to say, why would you attract this type of person into your life? Because you're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. Right? It's like, why would you choose? Well, you wouldn't. Well, first card out is belittled. Let's card that pill out. And then the second card out is abandonment. Third card out is isolation, trauma, naive, vulnerability. We're going to pull just one more. Suppression. So we can see why you attracted this person into your life. You're a mirror of what comes into your life. So when your parents abandon you, and abandonment could be psychological, where they belittled you, where they suppressed you, and there was a lot of trauma. Trauma can be psychological, emotional, doesn't or physical, but here it suggests more psychological and emotional. And in that you felt different, you felt as if anytime you needed to heal or to do anything, you did it in isolation. And we were a little naive for a long time because trauma does that. Like we don't really want to see how our parents, betray us or how they use us or how our sisters like don't show up or a brother. We don't want to see that the people that are supposed to love us and make us feel good and make us feel supported, we don't want to see that they deliberately did things to hurt us. So, but understand it's not so much hurt because at a young at a young age, we say, oh, well, I'm hurt, but there's also a sense of not trusting yourself, not believing in yourself when you're raised by someone like that. You stay kind of in that childhood trauma, which means you're going to create a lot of drama within the relationships, not because of you, but because of what you went through, that psychological and emotional trauma of person not showing up for you, abandoning you. That's abandonment, not letting you be you, suppressing you, where you didn't feel safe to be vulnerable or really to even heal alone to the point that it kept you like in that childhood state, like naive, not really knowing, because that's again, it's a survival mechanism. So there was still all this trauma. Now, that doesn't mean that you didn't forgive in your own way, because understand not until you fully transmute the negative energy can you fully heal, because it's about seeing yourself differently. It's about seeing a different consciousness. So here, like I said, it was about healing the trauma of this person just not showing up, trying to suppress you, making you fit into the mold that they wanted to give you, and thinking that you were going to be naive to go along with it. And this is again why this would be like a repeating karmic cycle, knowing that you would be by yourself again, not being able to be vulnerable, which you would not feel safe in this connection, because this person would psychologically and emotionally make you feel as if that there was something wrong with you. So spirit saying, don't be too optimistic about that, because it's like they're not, they might say that they've changed and that they've healed, but what we see is they haven't. They're still looking, they're still in the thick of their shit and want to be rescued and is pissed off that you're like not gonna be on the rescue team. You're not on the cleanup crew. And they're upset about that because, well, that means you're living your life and you're okay with it. That's a problem for this person. So again, the betrayal energy is very strong, so be careful. And so Spirit says, now it's about having a fearless heart. Have courage to act from a place of love instead of fear. Let your heart guide you, but that does not mean back to this person. You might be able to, set good boundaries with this person. Don't be angry with this person, but it's all about finding your passions now. Again, because it's through your passions that you're going to find another person. Spirit says to take time to rest and rejuvenate, create and cleanse a tranquil area to help you heal, because this person, like again, is like it's traumatizing that they would actually they love your life and they're looking to like, well, who's gonna help me? Who's gonna take half this load? Let me run into you. It's like release control, and understand you have to surrender to the process. I feel like spirit saying you have to go through this experience in order to fully heal it. It's like, and then move into uncharted waters, evoke your curiosity, discover new aspects of your life, venture in with confidence. That's how you find yourself. It's like this is almost so that when they come back, you're able to say no, set boundaries, and walk away. That's their karma. That you get to be like, no, I'm not your option. I'm not, you didn't want to come back. You didn't want to apologize. You didn't want to do anything. You played a lot of games. Now that your life is falling apart, you want to run to me now? Get the hell out of here. I'm not on the cleanup crew. I'm worth more than that. Really, that's what it is. You gained deep wisdom already. You learned. Spirit saying, now again, take that, and again, and because you have the answer already of what you would do with that person, and you can be vulnerable, but it's about embracing your authenticity, not about being vulnerable with a person that you can't trust. It's about being like, no, I can say no, and no, because I don't trust you to be vulnerable. And I need to be vulnerable because, again, you weren't allowed to be vulnerable as a child. So you're not going back into that energy. This person's like isn't caring really about you. They're caring about their selfish needs. And it's about you going on your soul's calling, listening to your own true self, because it'll lead you to infinite possibilities. So, let go of that. It's like this person. It's like this is their karma. It's their they have to pay for it. Because you go with them, you get to inherit half of it. And this person knows damn well that, and they don't care. They're like, they're drowning. They're like, I just can't deal with it. Tough. They created it. Spirit says, the voice of the heart, silence the fear in you and discover the voice of your heart. The fruit of those words guides you. Trust the song of your soul. Your intuition leads you on the path to light. And that's through, again, through your hobbies, your interests, your passions. Because again, what it is it's about learning how to be open to the universe, discover your own worth and your own abilities, have the confidence in your own value and your own potential, reclaim your inner power, accept and love yourself completely. And then you can be then open to the divine light of the universe. Spirit saying. It's like that's what you have to do. It's like, yes, listen to your heart, but when it comes to like, you know, being true to you, and Spirit says this card is most important. Be open to the universe. The universe already knows what you want, and it will bring you there. So again, this was just a situation to help you heal so that you can really embrace all the other and different types of opportunities that are going to come your way. So you can, again, live your best life. This person doesn't get to come along for the ride while you walk into your best life. They get to stay exactly where they're at because they won't let you enjoy it. Again, they're not healed enough. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.